I'm with Noah Alexander from Speed is the New Black and Classic Car Studio. We've got a beautiful Chrysler 300, sort of an ugly duckling beautiful.
A little bit.
Tell me a little bit about this build.
So about 10 years ago, my customer found this car in the middle of the desert. Wanted to do a project then, but life got in the way. Had kids, got married. He moved it from a couple different houses. It was stolen. Anyway, he recently found it again, and we built it on our show, Speed is the New Black at Classic Car Studio. It's totally rust-free, really cool patina car. It's all real. It was in the, when he bought it, it was in Western or Eastern Washington State, and he always wanted a car like this, kind of funky. We built another vehicle a little bit like this, which is a 66 C10, and he said, you know, just do something like that for me. So we did a ton of sheet metal work in the interior. We wanted a kind of a crazy drivetrain, so we went over to a buddy of ours and we bought a Gen 2 Viper motor. And for the tunes, we got all killer Q-Series kicker stuff in there, so it really rocks. We've got it showcased in the back of windshield here. You can clearly see it, and it sits inside a custom sheet metal package tray that's got fabbed up. So stance for us is key. It sits on an air ride suspension. It's got a 6-speed transmission, so besides being a really cool cruiser with actually a ton of interior space, you can throw your boys in there or girls. It rips down the road. It's got a lot of power. It's geared really aggressively. So this thing doesn't just go to shows. It gets driven absolutely everywhere. I take it to lunch, to the grocery store, drag the ass end down the road, whatever's clever. So it's just been a fun car. Now my customer has it, and he's just gonna get out and drive it, and that's what we want to see.
Well, what's crazy is when you look inside, it's thoroughly modern. It looks nothing like the patina on the outside.
It doesn't, and we wanted that contrast. So we've got the patina on the outside. You pop up, open the engine compartment, and we've got a ton of custom sheet metal. Same on the interior. We kind of want like a bomber look, so it's all bead rolled and hand formed. It's unique, you know. Takes a different kind of customer to want to do something like this. So we're happy to be able to work with someone like that.
Well, fantastic. It's great. I love creativity. It's definitely artistic. Your relationship with Kicker is newer.
It's newer, you know, and they have been an awesome company to partner with. Just total killer, over-the-top sounding equipment, and we used it in our last 7 builds, so very exciting.
Fantastic. And your customers are happy.
The customers are happy, so besides the cool sounding motor, they can rock the tunes down the road.
We're so happy that you chose to use Kicker in this build.
Yeah.
This is definitely something to come check out, because you cannot judge this by its cover. You have to look in and around and see the quality craftsmanship. It's actually a really cool car.
Absolutely. Great to partner with Kicker, and you know, thanks for your time.
Fantastic. Hey, I am with Kenny HAUK from HAUK Designs and the TV show Road Hawks. We are looking at this totally amazing and different 2010 Camaro SS. It is like nothing I've ever seen before. Clearly, you just thought about being innovative and different.
How can we build a Camaro, the most built vehicle that you see at SEMA?
Right.
How can we do it differently? Put our own spin on it and really do something unique.
So you have a completely custom suspension. You've ripped the front end out of a
Toyota Tundra front differential.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. We thought, how cool would it be to make an all-wheel drive Camaro,
yes,
lifted on off-road tires, and totally inspired by bootlegging and making moonshine.
right. And
Right.
and as your concept is coming out, of course, you have naysayers. It can't be done, or it's dumb. I don't want to see it. Don't do it. You can't do it.
That was
right?
all the fuel we needed
Right,
to make it
exactly.
happen.
When people say you can't,
That's
you
right.
find every reason how to do it.
Exactly.
Right? So tell me a little bit more about, first of all, this is such a unique paint. I haven't seen this
Right.
before. Tell me about the process of obtaining this color scheme.
Well, on every single steel panel on this vehicle, we actually stripped all the paint off, polished the raw steel, and then we did a chemical process to get an aged copper look. So it's real copper patina, and then it's clear coated over. And where there are fiberglass parts, we actually put copper powder into the paint, put that on, polish it till it looked like a sheet of copper, and then we did a chemical aging process to get that aged copper moonshine still look that we were going for.
Right, and then your aluminum wheels, you have a whole nother process.
Right, so we have a
Match.
very skilled airbrush artist to come in and try to match that same look on the wheels.
It is so different. Let's see, a different class of hillbilly right? This is the bootlegger Camaro. And you know, really little interesting touches everywhere. Your gauges are coming right out of the hood. That's amazing.
Hey, something you used to see on old hot rods.
Right.
Such a cool thing. We actually use real copper plumbing fittings like you would use when you're making a moonshine still. Same way on the lightings, you would have like a copper worm that in the thump keg, right?
So you thought of that. That's not an
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
So it's like, how do we show our appreciation for the birth of NASCAR, the bootlegging era where these guys were trying to outrun the police. So we actually, on our TV show, we actually got chased by police officers through the mountain roads and see how we can outrun them.
And you've jumped this. You did go out and test it.
Yeah.
It's still here. It survived. How was the ride?
It was a little scary. We were a good 4 feet off the ground, but you know, thankfully to Fox and Bill's scene, they put a lot of engineering into their coilovers and made it so we were able to land successfully.
Very good. And what kind of horsepower does this motor? You supercharged it.
Right. So the LS3 from the factory, you're in the 300 horsepower range. We put a Turbonetics turbo system on it, and we're probably right around the 450 to 500 range.
Right. So yeah, you can get some in this. Yeah.
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
So
we put a roll cage in just
you're
in
a
case.
Jeeper at heart. That's what you started with. So you knew that you needed the cage. You knew a little bit about suspension, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
So you know,
make it different.
we love off-roading. How cool is it to take a muscle car off-road? That's what we wanted to do.
It's different. It turns heads. I can see all these people stopping to check it out. They're not sure what it is, but you've got eyeballs on your brand. That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about what kind of sound system you put in this.
Well, we've been using Kicker for the last several years in all of our builds, and we wanted to do something really kind of cool, unique, and stealthy. So we actually created, I shouldn't say we, my talented team, Ben Messler, who does all of our installations, he came up with this really cool idea to actually have all of these mason jars of moonshine in the back. And the Kicker audio system is mingled in and around all of that. So you got to check that out. It's really cool.
Theme going throughout everything.
He did the cool patina finish on all the amplifiers to match the outside of the car. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It sounds great.
So it's not just a piece of art that you would look at. This thing fully functions.
That's what we want to do. We want to build stuff that people can take out and promote their business and get attention. So that's our goal, is to just keep churning out really unique custom one-off pieces like this and have Kicker at the heart of every one of them.
Well, it's fantastic. And you know, you've been through a lot. You started in construction. Of course, when the economy changed, you realized you needed to make your own parts for your Jeep because nobody was making good quality parts for your Jeep, right?
Yeah.
Plus, who wants to go pay somebody else? You're gonna go figure out how to make it yourself.
That's right, man. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the birth of this industry, right?
Yeah.
It's all about guys that started many years ago building their own stuff because it wasn't available. Right? And that we're still doing that today. We're still innovating, creating new things, and yeah, I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, the entire aftermarket automotive industry is because of guys like you. It's fantastic. Everybody's just innovative, coming up and solving a problem, seeing a solution. It's fantastic, and we're so happy that you're chose to use Kicker products.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal to work with. Kicker is always coming out with new things, new looks, new designs, new features. So a lot of times we have some very outrageous vehicles that normal audio components won't fit in, but the Kicker stuff is always coming out with like really unique, cool pieces that fit in our builds, that are waterproof, that are built for the crazy things we put our vehicles through.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome meeting you.
Yeah, thank you so much.